Hello, dear all. Can you see what is here? The Chinese did it again. We are in the midst of the clone wars. The Chinese cloned another amplifier, and there it is. The NAIM Clone. Poof. So as you can see here, I have another clone that was made by the Chinese. And you may ask, how did I come to that? Yeah, many people did order the FM300A at a store at AliExpress. So due to these procedures, I got into talk with this AliExpress store. So when some people had issues with some hum in the FM300A, I asked the store to support us. In the end, the store told me, look, I am selling this FM300, but I can give you the other product, this NAIM Clone, and there I can guarantee you it's the own quality, because this store is kind of behind the production of this clone. So I said, yeah, sounds interesting. So I did some opinion poll on my German YouTube, and many people actually were very much interested in a NAIM clone. Yeah, so I just bought another amplifier. Crazy as I am, your madness. So here we have a NAIM clone. We can share information and joy. There is another reason why I did buy this NAIM clone, to show it to you, and why I wanted to examine it very carefully. The reason is, this is 300 euro, or let's say $300, depending on where you are, plus shipping, maybe around 100. So that's actually very valuable. I think 300 for an amplifier. What do we get? This amplifier is a combination of two devices. We have here the NAC152 NAIM pre-amplifier and the NAP200 power stage into one amplifier. Yeah. So when I tried to find out a bit the history, I found out that the NAIM NAP200 power amplifier was roughly $2,500 to $3,000. Yeah, and oh wow, this is something really good. And the NAP200, the NAP200, is the power amplifier that the founder of NAIM did develop very first. It's from the good old NAIM time when they did really well. Yeah, and the pre-amplifier that is also in this integrated amplifier, the NAC152, is a very nice pre-amplifier, and it's also about $900 to $1,200 euro each. You would buy it. So that means the value I get here in one integrated amplifier is actually quite big. So the 300 euro for the integrated amplifier consisting the NAC152 and the NAP200, that's a very, very well packaged. This is a very interesting package with a very good price, definitely. You know, I would separate hi-fi people into two groups. Yeah, one group is like me. We like to find things. Yeah, when I come in a room and there is a hi-fi, some high-end or whatever loudspeakers set up, I like to tweak. I immediately will go to the speaker and I will think, oh, what is if the speaker a bit backwards, a bit forwards? Oh, maybe we put something under it. And I see the amplifier. Yeah, the player. Now we could put a plate, separation plate, and I am the tweaker. Yeah, for all of the tweaker among us, I did this system here. Yeah, the FM300A and the Musical Paradise MP701. With this, you can alter the sound in so many variations to fit it to different speakers, to fit it to different rooms, to different situations. Wonderful. It's a meadow you can play on endlessly. Yeah. But there is the other group of hi-fi people who are more the aesthetics, who prefer a simple, perfect done thing, an amplifier that is, they know it's good and they don't need to change anything, that is just there as it is and they can play it and they are sure of the result. These aesthetic people who put the hi-fi setup in a very nice way and they don't want to move things. It must have its order. Yeah? People with order. Those people prefer come home in the evening tired, just turn on, listen, and they want to have peace and high end. Yeah. For those people also this NAIM is perfect because it's the combination of the pre-stage pre-amplifier NAC152 and the power amplifier NAP200, the famous one, in one box. Very heavy, very sturdy, very quality, very nice. And you don't need to care if this is the tube like here or like that. You don't need to care if the impedance is correct. You don't need to care if the speaker fits. It can drive anything. You just connect it and you are happy. Yeah, and it even has a remote control. What do you want more? You can not only do the volume up and down, but you can also switch different. You can change the devices. Yeah, very nice. The second thing, I thought many of you maybe did build the first PT, but maybe you are not so sure how is your amplifier. Yeah, many they build a PT and they have the first time a full range speaker, but maybe the amplifier will have weakness you will hear on the PT. Yeah? Some maybe think, oh, the PT is bad, but actually their problem is the amplifier and not the PT, because the PT will show any weakness in a chain in a hi-fi system. So some will maybe think, yeah, to get a new amplifier for the PT is maybe a good idea, but this is here already around 1,500 euro or dollar. That's a lot of money. So in that case, this NAIM Clone is perfect for you. This is like 300 euro or dollar. That's not such a big deal. And I mean, you get the NAP200 was in its time around $2,800. And the pre-amplifier was 900 to 1,200. Yeah? So yeah, 300 for this device. And this is not even a bargain. This is a joke. Yeah, that is the second reason why I thought that's a very good idea to do that now. So let me show you the features of the clone. The NAIM features. For that I will connect the power. So we connect the power. You can see here is the on-off switch. When I switch this on, it will turn blue. Very nice. And we have here red, stand by. So when I have here the volume control, and here is the source switch. The source switch I can push in. And click, it will turn on. When I push the source switch, it will turn on. And now we can turn the source switch and it will change from the one to the next different, which line in and out. It has a remote control. That's some of you very important. And with the remote control, you can change the volume. And you can also change the source. When you press here, it can change the source. Wonderful. Yeah. And when we push this button, the source button, it will go to standby again. So generally, I turn it off. I think generally spoken, the quality of the build quality is very good. The front plate is pure aluminium, I think 8mm fat. This is unbelievably and there is no sharp corners. Nice, smoothly done. Everything very brushed aluminum. Case is very heavy. I think there is absolutely nothing to complain. The build quality of this NAIM Clone is superb. The volume control is volume turn is very soft, smooth, and has the resistance. I like it. Perfect. I think the source selections is this is a bit British, a bit English. It's not very stable. But I mean, I think it has the function to press it on off, yeah, and this kind of you can feel tuk, 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 tuk. I think that's how it is. I think the original is not much better, to be honest. English technique. Yeah, but the quality is really great. When I turn it, you can see here is the RCA checks, and they are very nice. There is quite a distance, so if you have more high-end cable, bigger cables, you really can get them on it. They don't collide. And I saw the original NAC152 preamplifier. With that, the RCA checks were kind of in the housing. They did not reach out. Yeah, it's just like a hole, and you need to plug the plug into it. And that I found really bad. I think the Clone is in that regard much better, because when the RCA check is inside, yeah, and you have a big fat plug, you can't get in. No way. Yeah, I think this is better than the original. Even here, these RCA checks are very nice, very solid, very good done. Here are the connectors for the loudspeakers. They are also very nice quality and fine. Yeah, and here's the power. Weight is also very good, very sturdy, very impressive. I think it is time for us to look into it. Yeah, what do you think? Shall we have a look? Yeah. Let's have a look inside. Hi-Fi-Porn. Wir schauen da jetzt rein. We have a look inside. Schöne Versenkschrauben. Nice screws, very well done. Fit very well. Da ist noch eine. Da auch, um Gottes Willen. Doof. I'm stupid. So. Deftig. Wow, das ist ja böse. Ja, das ist ja ein heftiges Teil. Nice. Ja, schauen wir mal da rein. So, das ist ja ein heftiges Teil. Da sehen wir jetzt hier den Transformator, einen hochwertigen Ringkerntransformator. Das ist ja ein wirklich dicker Äumel. Dann werde ich uns jetzt hier ein bisschen drüber zoomen. Hier erkennen wir unten liegend die Leistungstransistoren zur Verstärkung. Also das erste, was wir hier mal haben, ist ein absolut unglaublich fetter. Ich meine, seht euch mal an, wie groß der Ringkern da ist. Also ich habe jetzt eigentlich eine ziemlich große Hand, aber dieser Ringkern-Trafo, der Durchmesser des Ringkern-Trafo ist fast so lang wie meine Hand. Das ist unglaublich. 300 Watt. Der Äumel da. Und wir sehen dann hier den Eingang. Hier sehen wir die Eingangsplatine. Also praktisch, wo die Cinch sind. Da sehen wir hier jetzt die Eingangsplatine. Und das geht hier zum Eingangswahl, zur Eingangswahleinheit. Mal schauen, ob wir da jetzt ein bisschen was lesen können. Und da haben wir hier das motorisierte Potentiometer. Und dann sehen wir hier geht das Signal, das vom Zuspielergerät kommt. Und dann ist das ziemlich logisch, dass hier in der Mitte, diese Platine hier in der Mitte, die kleine da, das ist die Vorverstärkereinheit. Ganz logisch. Und rechts und links von dieser Vorverstärkereinheit haben wir jetzt hier die zwei Endstufen. Das sind hier die zwei Endstufen. Ja. Das ist alles sehr appetitlich. Ich zeige euch die andere Endstufe, das ist ein bisschen schöner zu sehen. Genau, dann hier noch einmal. Hier geht das Signal in die Vorverstärkerplatine. Und von der Vorverstärkerplatine, dann sehen wir hier die Ausgänge, die zwei Ausgänge, die dann jeweils, hier ist der Ausgang und der kommt, hier kommt er wieder rein. Hier geht das Signal rein und das ist die Endstufenplatine. Und hier sitzen die Hochleistungstransistoren, die die eigentliche Verstärkung machen, und die sind mit der Bodenplatte gekühlt. Und da ist das Relais, das dann den Lautsprecher zuschaltet. Und dann haben wir hier diese zwei Kabel, die so nach Stromleitung zu Hause ausschauen, schließen dann zu den Lautsprechern an. Also hier geht's raus. Genau, hier ist der Power Out. Das ist alles wunderschön appetitlich angelegt. Keine großen Geheimnisse. Was haben wir da hinten Schönes? Genau. Ja. Das ist auch ein ziemlicher Hefen. Schauen wir mal. Yeah, so I think it's a very nice device. It's not really my thing very much. My philosophy I like is more short signal paths, less is more. Here are a lot of parts there are a lot of electrical circuits. It's quite sophisticated, but it sounds very, very good. So I think you get a lot sound for the buck, yeah? And it's very well made. Absolutely nice, the NAIM. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now you really wonder, how does it sound? So I would say, if the FM300A was Sean Connery and he came into the room with this chest, hairy chest, with a Moschus bull, with his charisma filling the room, yeah, I think the NAIM is like Roger Moore, the fine Englishman, straight line, going in, very distinguished, very clear, and when Sean Connery will punch the evil guy with his fist, like, and the evil guy will, Roger Moore, alias NAIM, will take the saber and just push the peak of the sword into the chest of the evil guy without wasting any energy at all. Yeah? I think this is the best description I can find for the NAIM. While the FM300A has a very warm mid-bass, very punchy, filling the room, the NAIM has a very dry, knocking, strong bass, but very dry and not breathing. The bass of the NAIM does not breath. Yeah, it has a very dry kick, but this is very strong. We have here 70 watt on 8 ohm, and this thing really drives big speakers with absolutely punch. Very impressive, but it also drives the single driver. Wonderful. It has very much love to the detail. It sounds very precise. Yeah, the FM300A is also very precise, but it has this kind of emotional flair. Yeah, while the NAIM is more like the doctor cutting open a brain. You know what I mean? This has the scalpel, showing music very, it's pie counting, yeah, very detailed. Yeah, I think really Roger Moore versus Sean Connery. I think that's the way you can say it. The character. This is a fine Englishman, while this is a knight riding through the countryside. Glorious. Maybe I think I will need some songs to characterize the music and how this NAIM clone sounds. Yeah, the big difference of the NAIM clone in comparison to the FM acoustics FM300A, I would say, is the mid bass. The mids and the mid bass, the NAIM is a bit leaner. As you remember, Roger Moore and not Sean Connery. It's more, I would say, this NAIM clone, it plays absolutely high fidel. It has everything, it sparkles, it has the dynamics, it has the speed, but the mid bass is a bit leaner. Yeah? The second thing I would say in comparison to the FM is the NAIM, the stage is a bit smaller. Yeah? The stage is perfect. The stage is very detailed, but it's not so wide. The stage is a bit less wide in comparison to the FM300A.
There is one thing more I want to say about the difference of the sound between the FM300A and the NAIM. If your speaker has a very loose bass membrane, this type of maybe not so high-end speaker, and this membrane needs more control, then the NAIM is the better choice for you, because the NAIM has a good control on the bass membrane. That is also the reason why the FM300A has a more tube-like sound, while the NAIM is a bit more the clinical type of sound.
But let me describe you the sound of the NAIM with some examples in the music. Yeah? The first example I would like to tell you is the CD Traveler from Anoushka Shankar. If you know Ravi Shankar is the most popular and most famous sitar player. The sitar playing is an Indian traditional string instrument. It's a very interesting instrument, and maybe not everyone likes this, but it's very interesting, and to play the sitar, have the sound of the sitar very beautifully, this is not an easy task. And Anoushka Shankar, she is the daughter of Ravi Shankar, so she's also a very professional, very famous sitar player. And she made a CD, she brought an album that's called Traveler. And I think the second title of the CD is Buleria con Ricardo. Buleria is some Latin, Spanish way of song. It's a Buleria is like an argument of two, yeah, and it has a very wonderful Latin rhythm, yeah. You know, this kind of clapping hands, and Ricardo is playing the piano. He will play a melody, and Anoushka Shankar will play the melody on the sitar. And the song is a very emotional dance. You must imagine those two, the piano and the sitar, they are kind of repeating arguments and kind of surrounding each other in an argument. The song is very beautiful, and it's kind of building up some tension and some expectation more and more. So when you hear that, this is something with a lot of emotion and a lot of speed, yeah? And the NAIM clone really can bring all these elements of the emotion in the string, in the sitar, and you know, a piano can have volume. When the volume of the piano is being played very energetic, you need speed, you need rhythm, you need strong bass. So these elements, the NAIM has the ability to amplify the emotion very beautifully. So the two will play more and more like dancing with each other until they reach the apex in this beautiful rhythmic dance. You know, these Latin rhythms are often also connected with knocking on the ground and the clapping. Beautiful. The NAIM Clone really plays this Buleria absolutely wonderful, and I really, you feel emotion of them arguing and reaching what is Höhepunkt? My English is so bad. The climax, until they reach the climax together. Yeah. The second CD I want to advise you, I did listen to, is Lavinia Meijer. She plays the harp. And she plays Metamorphosis from Philip Glass. Philip Glass is a today very famous composer. He had a very, how can I say, for me it's exciting, but maybe for him it was not so great. He had a very interesting career. He was very poor in the beginning. He did job as collecting garbage in New York. But there is a very famous movie called Koyaanisqatsi. And this movie was, I think, end of the 70s or beginning of the 80s, the very prototype for a new genre of film, of movie, where the landscape, the meaning of life, building up a philosophical landscape of pictures together with music. The film was very famous, and Philip Glass made the music to this movie, and that made also him famous because the music is fantastic. So Philip Glass music, classical music, is always a certain repetition of certain melodies and rhythms. This gives Philip Glass music and some meditation feeling. And Lavinia Meijer plays Metamorphosis 2. She will play this with her harp. And this recording is technically very well done, very good. And the way how she puts emotion into the strings of the harp is absolutely stunning. Wonderful, beautiful. The way how her fingers flow over the harp is fascinating. And when I listen to this recording on the Petit together with the NAIM, wonderful. The NAIM can really bring this airy string flow, very beautiful. The rhythm of the melody is a very flowing rhythm, a very flowing sensation. But when it comes to the climax, it will suddenly speed up, and you are really just flashed when you hear how she suddenly up and down. Very beautiful. And this kind of smaller arrangements is perfect for the NAIM. The NAIM can play also big orchestra, no problem. It has punch, power, speed, everything. But what the NAIM really makes shine is this kind of emotional expression of a musician with strings or with... Let's go to the third example. One of my most favorite CDs, Johnny Cash, It Ain't No Grave. So we leave the path of classical music. We don't have emotion in strings or in pianos. Now we have Johnny Cash's voice. When I have a bad day and I'm tired, or I really kind of need some motivation, and I will sit down and listen to Johnny Cash's It Ain't No Grave, and the angels will come for me and carry me away. No, they don't carry me away. I listen to Johnny Cash and he will give me motivation. The way how the NAIM renders Johnny Cash's voice is absolutely beautiful. You can concentrate on Johnny Cash right in front of you. The NAIM is maybe not so good in making the big, huge stage like the FM300A. But what the NAIM does very well is put the voice of one person in front of you. Subtle, emotional. Yeah, and Johnny Cash's voice is crème de la crème. It's just wonderful. It's perfect. Yeah. It Ain't No Grave, Johnny Cash on the NAIM. You will enjoy it. I hope I gave you some idea what the NAIM can do really well, where the strong points are in it. When you consider the price, 300, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, And the second thing I really love on the NAIM is you just put it there, you connect it, turn it on and play. There is no need to consider technical details, you don't need to roll tubes, you just put it there and you are happy. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile. It's absolutely worthwhile, and according to what it costs, it's a joke. Yeah, the original NAIM NAP200 was like nearly 2,800. Yeah, I mean, I prefer clones like that. Very well priced, but you can hear the beautiful sound of the original thing. Yeah, I think that's it. Good, I hope you enjoyed my video about the NAIM clone, and yeah. If you have questions, of course, ask me in the comments, and yeah, thank you for being here and see you next time. Stop it. Nein, doch. Oh. Nein, doch. Oh. Okay, ist recht.